Welcome back, Valerie. Nice to see you. I don't think there's enough for everybody. You can share them. Thanks. May have to like double up and stuff. So I'm going to ring the bell in a minute and we'll sit for a half an hour. But because our focus is what is Zen, I mean, this kind of round of focus, what is Zen and how do we live it? How could you do that and not bring forward Dogen? You ready? So I thought that we would begin. This is from Dogen from Fukan Zazengi, recommending Zazen to all people. The essential way flows everywhere. How could it require practice or enlightenment? The essential teaching is fully available. How could effort be necessary? Furthermore, the entire mirror is free of dust. Furthermore, the entire mirror is free of dust. Why take steps to polish it? Nothing is separate from this very place. Why journey away? And yet. If you miss the mark by even a strand of hair, you are as far away from it as heaven and earth. If the slightest discrimination occurs, you will be lost in confusion. You may be proud of your understanding and have abundant realization, or you may have acquired outstanding wisdom and attained the way by clarifying the mind. However, even with high aspirations, if you wander about and get an initial glimpse of understanding, you may still lack the vital path that allows you to leap free of the body. So here's the pointing words. Stop searching for phrases and chasing after words. Take the backward step and turn the light inward. Your body mind of itself will drop away and your original face will appear. If you want to attain just this, immediately practice just this. Your mind will think many thoughts and probably wander many places. Take the backward step. Don't try to shut it off. Don't fight it. Don't get in a struggle with your own mind. It's just being small mind. Take the backward step. Just come back. Just come back. Body, breath, present, breathing in, breathing out. And when you notice, if you notice you've wandered away, just backward step and shine the light. within, just here. Just here, just this. Immediately practice just this. We have a monthly faith vigil in solidarity for everything that's good and peaceful and upright and kind in the world. Courthouse Square, 5 to 6 p.m. And I'll be there. I hope you will be too. Can you get there a little early with the candles?
Mhm.
Yeah, we have Debbie, who's in Sesshin at Upaya. She went to a Goodwill store and she found just like a whole bunch of candles, and she put in batteries, and you just like turn the little bottom and the whole thing, and it looks, I mean, it's totally cool. Anyway, you can bring your own candle and we'll have some there for you. We also have, and there's a flyer up there, and I think there's other flyers. Shelley made a beautiful flyer. We have an All Sangha meeting February 8th, Sunday from 10 to 2 at my house, with a potluck to conclude it. Lots of good cooks in this Sangha. If you don't want to come and find out about the Sangha, you come just to eat, which is, or you could have all of the above. That's when I was a kid. That's why I got confirmed, as I noticed they were serving really good food. I've confessed that one before. Okay. I guess I'll begin by just saying a little bit about Dogen, who's the founder of our lineage, Japanese. I think it's 11th century. Dogen is an amazing and prolific writer, and his Dogen can be exhilaratingly beautiful, and Dogen can be very frustrating.
I heard it was his birthday today. Oh.
Are you kidding?
Oh, that's what I heard.
Well, then, Owl's and Dogen's birthday, man, we are on the mark. I was talking to someone today, and he was in a lot of pain because of something that was happening in his life. And it was so sweet because he said he didn't used to like Dogen. And all of a sudden, one of the phrases from Dogen came forward for him during this time. And he said it was like a warm hug. And the phrase just has held him when everything else was coming apart. So I'm offering that, and don't try too hard. Dogen will, it always feels to me like somersaults. It's like he'll give you this and then you'll you have to be really light on your feet. But then I was thinking, because we were at Open Sky recently, and there was a little lamb, and the way they described it is it would be facing this way and then it would jump straight up in the air and it would turn around the other direction. That's what, I mean, that's sort of the way life is you just never know what it's going to bring. And Dogen just asks you to just open your eyes and your ears and your body and take the backward step and just let it come in. And I'll just do the best I can, because, oh, we don't have the pearls out. We're going to do one bright pearl. I've been thinking forever that we should do one bright, only if it's easy. We've had these pearls on the altar, and there's a fascicle called One Bright Pearl, and I just It's been like a year or two, and I keep looking at the pearls and thinking, we have to do one bright pearl. We have to do one bright pearl. And only I would probably be foolish enough to try to do one bright pearl in one session, but we'll give it a taste. And not only that, am I going to do that? I was, as I'm prone to do, Googling just to see what's out there, and I found this.
We lost their pouch, so.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah. They're loose and wild in the world. There we go. Thank you. It's in Lions Roar. It'll be in the February newsletter. Are there any who are not beginners? Which I thought, Zen mind, beginner's mind. And it's so easy to set ourselves up that somebody knows something that we don't know, and maybe somebody does, but you know what you know, and we all already know what Dogen's pointing at. So there's a bunch of little snippets of fascicles from Dogen that all relate. Are there any who are not beginners? So please listen with beginner's mind. And then on Thursday, Marilyn will be sharing her insights about the teachings from the resources that we've been using. And then next Tuesday, I will pull forward a couple more of these. But I thought, least we think it's easy as spiritual people, or people who the world is hard sometimes, and it's hard right now. And I think it's maybe even natural to use the spiritual teachings. It's a way of solace, like a big hug, but I think it's also a way to kind of escape. I'll just name. We get a little too absolute. We can be a little too relative, but we can get a little too absolute too. So I thought, just so we don't fall into that, which we probably will one way or the other, is I wanted to start by just grounding us right here. And I also hope that I can plan this well enough that we'll also end with Zenju and her prayer for all beings, which again, bring us right back here to the world, because that's what this is always pointing at, that this world is absolute relative, palms together, no separation. So this is another article from Lions Roar, part of it by Ben Connolly, who is one of the guiding teachers at the Minnesota Zen Center. As a Zen teacher in the Mahayana tradition, there are basic teachings I seek to embody. That I cannot ultimately be separate from anything. That everything we do matters. That everyone always has the capacity to do something conducive to liberation from suffering, and that there are myriad ways to engage in liberation unique to each person and each moment. The Mahayana teaching of emptiness is medicine for our desire to control. Although I sometimes feel anguish, anger, and fear in the face of the violence that ICE is bringing to my community, my days are filled with inspiration. People are doing amazing, compassionate, and beautiful things. The truth of suffering is not a place to dwell. It is an invitation to realize where the suffering comes from, to know there is an end to it, and to walk the path of liberation. The Buddhist Eightfold Path can manifest in boundless ways. We are unique. Our practices cannot be the same. At any time, we can see clearly, act and speak with kindness, and focus on what is here right now. Backward step. While cooking, meditating, praying, protesting, planning, cleaning, crying, all of it. You are here with us in Minneapolis, and we are with you. Let us realize the seamlessness of our lives. leave no one out of the circle of care, and share the path of liberation. Thank you, Ben, and everyone. I don't think Ben and Dogen are saying such different things. We'll find out. They just say it a little differently because we each have different proclivities, right? This is a commentary on One Bright Pearl. Ika Myoju. Actually, it's fascicle, but there is a little commentary in it. In this world of ours, there was once a great master named Shotsu who lived in the monastery on Genshan Mountain in Fukan Province in the great kingdom of China. His religious name was Shibi, and his family name was Sha. While still in lay life, he was fond of fishing and would sail his boat out on the Nantai River, as was the habit of all sorts of fishermen. However, he had not the slightest hint that the golden fish would of its own accord leap onto his boat without its even being hooked. Ooh. Kind of get your attention. Near the beginning of the Chinese Taitong era of the Tang Dynasty, 1865, he suddenly aspired to leave the dust of secular life behind him, so in his 30th year, he abandoned his boat so as to dwell on a mountain. Having awakened to the ceaseless fluctuations of the floating world, he came to recognize the great worth of the Buddha's way. And in time, he went to Seppo Mountain to seek spiritual instruction from great master Seppo Shinkakai and to practice the way day and night. That's what they're doing in Minnesota. Just looks different era, different time. And these are kind of some sweet details just to let you know that this was a really common person. For his robe, Shibi used a coarse hemp cloth, and since he had no other change of clothing, it was filled with hundreds of patches. Against his skin, he wore an undergarment made from paper, and for a lining between the two, he used mugwort leaves kneaded until they were pliant. Kind of makes me like him. Okay, that was it. Did you get it? No. In time, he realized the way, and afterwards, in pointing it out to people, he would say, "The whole universe throughout all its 10 directions is one bright pearl." The whole universe throughout all its 10 directions is one bright pearl. So here's the koan, here's the fascicle. I feel a little nervous. I'll do the best I can. We'll all do the best we can. I was going to teach this one other time, I'll just confess. And Sue Moon, who I deeply respect and who's studied a lot more Dogen than I have and who initiated me a lot into Dogen, went, I shouldn't tell you this. She went, "Oh, that's a really hard one." I'm just saying that so you all know. It's like, lighten up, it's fine. We'll just see what we do with it. Okay. One time a monk inquired of him, "Reverend monk, I have heard you say that the whole universe throughout all its 10 directions is one bright pearl. How am I as a trainee to understand the meaning of this?" Shibi answered, "Since the whole universe throughout all its 10 directions is the one bright pearl, what use is there in trying to understand this with the intellect? Don't go chasing after words and phrases." However, the next day, little lamb stands up and jumps around the other direction. The master asked this monk, "The whole universe throughout all its 10 directions is the one bright pearl. So what do you think this means?" And the monk responded, "Since the whole universe throughout all its 10 directions is the one bright pearl, What use is there in my trying to understand this with my intellect? And Shibi replied, it is indeed clear to me that even though you are blindly looking into the demon's cave with the pitch black mountains of ignorance, you are doing your training. Okay, here's a little of the commentary. Shibi was the first to voice the statement. The whole universe throughout all its 10 directions is one bright pearl. Its basic idea is that the universe throughout all its 10 directions is not to be thought of as vast and grand or minute and insignificant, nor is it made up of angles and curves, nor as the center or core of something else, nor does it act like something live, like some lively fish darting about in a sea of space, or like dewdrops brightly whirling in the wind. Give up your ideas about things. Moreover, because it is not something that was born or that will die, not something that is coming or going, is being born or dying, coming or going all the time, because of its being just what it is, just this. It is from here that the days of yore have forever departed, and from here that the present arises. There's just this moment, and it includes past and present and this moment by thoroughly doing one's training. Backward step, just be here. Who will say once he has looked deeply, he, she, that the universe is just some fluttering about? Or who will say once they have fully investigated the matter, that the universe is merely a motionless thing? In speaking of throughout all its 10 directions, Shibi was referring to our ceaselessly creating a self by chasing after things or creating things through our pursuit of a self. Do you notice that you do that? The world is a creation of our mind. And don't go tripping around thinking you don't have to pay attention to this world that's right in front of you, but pay attention. Because the eyes through which we perceive the universe is we are co-creating reality. So how we show up, how we breathe, how we bring presence. The whole world is one bright pearl that's all-inclusive, but don't miss what's right in front of you because we have to respond. Because we create things through the pursuit of a self, I'm over here. The universe is ever restless throughout all its 10 directions, unceasing in its arising, but since this causal principle is one that exists prior to the arising of anything, its operation is beyond our intellect to control. This one bright pearl is still not its name, but it can be expressed, and so this has come to be regarded as its name. The one pearl is what refers directly to that which is beyond the measurement of years, for it is extending endlessly over the past. It also extends over the present and into the future. Even though we have a body and mind at this very moment, they are the one bright pearl, all of it, without exception. Without exception. It's all one bright pearl. It is not some vegetation sprouting up here or there, nor are they mountains and rivers that arise from a duality like heaven and earth, one bright pearl. Yeah, well, what about? What about suffering? What about what's happening? It says, remember that little dialogue they had? And the monk asked, the trainee asked something, and then Shibi answered, and then they kind of switched it around. There was this meeting and this dialogue, and it says here, The first day, Shibi had given voice to the Dharma of certainty, had really given a teaching to the monk. And then the monk tried to repeat it the next day and give the same thing back, but not from the same place that Shibi had offered it. And so Shibi, whatever Shibi did, kind of turned the whole thing, and it says gave voice to the Dharma of uncertainty. He said just the reverse of what he had said the previous day as he smiled and nodded his head approvingly. Did you get it? Do you get what a mirror or a clear relationship will do? Or being in relationship with the world in a certain kind of way where we just don't keep repeating the same thing back, and which is what we're all doing. But what if we just take the backward step into one bright pearl, just this breath, and then we respond to the world as we're perceiving it from this place that's round and open and luminous, and just this shine the light within, be the pearl. Then the response will be the same response, but a different response, which will allow all of us to keep awakening and creating a different world than the one that we are so deeply entrenched in right now. Does this make sense? Studying mind. This isn't about somebody else. I'm talking about myself. I hope you know. Your whole being is your pair of eyes of the true Dharma. Your whole being is the embodiment of truth. Your whole being is a single line of scripture. Your whole being is luminosity. Your whole being is your whole heart and mind. When your whole being exists, your whole being has no impediments. It is perfect in its completeness and is ever turning like the rumbling of cartwheels. Because the merit of the one bright pearl takes some visible form, Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of compassion, and Maitreya, the Bodhisattva of loving kindness, exist right now, seeing its forms and hearing its sounds. So can you be the human being that you are, and can you also see through the hands and eyes of Avalokiteshvara? And can you also embody Maitreya, which is the Bodhisattva of friendliness, right in the midst of it, that's not denying anything, but also is awake and alive in this isness. There are old Buddhas and there will be new Buddhas, moment after moment, who exist in bodily form in order to give voice to the Dharma. When the time is right, you will find the Dharma enfolded in empty space or enfolded within the lining of that which clothes you. The Dharma is right here. That's what the world's asking of us. That's the great thing about hard times, is before we could sort of skip through. Now it's like, there's suffering. This is, I mean, I'm speaking for myself, but this is hard. Take the backward step. One bright pearl is right here, and the whole world is asking us to do this moment after moment, to be the Buddha that we already are, so that we can all remember our Buddhahood. And when I forget, you'll remember. And when you forget, you'll remember. And this is how we help each other. This is why, even though it seems that on the surface things are either fluctuating or still, everything is the bright pearl. Everything's perfect just as it is. That's a little too absolute. A little too bright pearly. Everything's just stuck and is never going to get better. It's just so awful. It's just, I mean, you kind of get it. That's too much relative. Just show up. To know that this is precisely how the jewel is what the bright pearl is. In this manner, we can perceive the sounds and forms of the bright pearl because this is the way things can be, even though you may be uncertain about whether or not something is the bright pearl. You should have no doubt about whether or not there is the jewel. That's all. Just come back, come back. Shine the light within. It's the jewel of alive. It's the jewel of there is suffering. There's a cause of suffering. There's awakening from suffering, and there's a path. You just take refuge. You just keep coming, not just. I mean, this is practice. This is continuous practice. It's right here, the sake of all beings. I'm having fun. Are you having fun? Whether you actively pursue your doubts, it acknowledges you might have doubts about all this. Cling to them or let them go. They are simply momentary observations of little significance, fleeting images of small weight. Of course you have doubts, but practice is just come back. Just come back. You can have plenty of doubt and still just come back. We do not cherish the bright pearl with its infinite variety of shades and hues. Do we not cherish the bright pearl with its infinite variety of shades and hues like this? Its multifaceted, brilliantly hued sparkling is the merit of the universe throughout all its 10 directions. We walked outside and there was a great horned owl out there. You cannot tell me the universe is not sparkling. And there's tremendous suffering. And there's rain coming down out of the sky and the lights turning and it is from the first synonymous with always doing one's training and do it consistently as well as thoroughly. The bright pearl is your original face. The bright pearl is your very eye in all its brightness. Now through Shibi's voicing of the Dharma, we have learned and had clarified for us the point that what appears as our body and mind is and always has been the bright pearl. Don't put yourself outside of this. Don't put your delusions outside of this. Don't put your anger outside of this. Don't put your sorrow outside of this. Don't put anything outside of this. Just keep coming back for the sake of the whole world. The conscious mind is not what we are. So who is it that arises and passes away? Why worry yourself over whether or not something is the bright pearl? Even if you are perplexed as you grope along, do not think that this is not the bright pearl. You can't get it wrong. This is it. Of course we're groping. And I have lots of doubts. Do you have lots of doubts? Do you have fear? I have lots of fear. I'm groping. We're all groping. Take the backward step. Since there is no action or thought that can be generated that is not of the bright pearl, even your going back and forth and in and out of the demon's cave within the Black Mountain is nothing other than the one bright pearl. The whole universe is one bright pearl. Maybe that's like my friend who in a really hard time and suddenly it wasn't just words, it held him in a warm embrace. Maybe if not now, maybe there may be a moment where the whole universe is one bright pearl will suddenly arise and it's the same world, but it's a different world. And maybe it won't. Maybe it will be just take the backward step, or maybe whatever it is that helps you find your ground and remember love and connection and decency and non-separation. because that's the essence. I mean, that's suffering. And of course there's separation, but that's it too. Can you hear the rain? Whoa. So maybe I want to put you guys in small groups so you can unconfuse each other, hopefully, or find whatever is here. But let's because just to press home my point, maybe a little bit. Do I have it here? I need a copy of Zenji. This is one bright pearl. Let's chant Zenju for all beings. Oh, and we're going to put it up on the screen too for you guys at home. For all beings, may all beings be cared for and loved, be listened to, understood, and acknowledged despite different views, be accepted for who they are in this moment, be afforded patience, be allowed to live without fear of having their lives taken away or their bodies violated. May all beings be well in its broadest sense, be fed, be clothed, be treated as if their life is precious, be held in the eyes of each other as family. May all beings be appreciated, feel welcomed anywhere on the planet, be freed from acts of hatred and desperation, including war, poverty, slavery, and street crimes. Live on the planet housed and protected from harm, be given what is needed to live fully without scarcity, enjoy life living without fear of one another, be able to speak freely in a voice and mind of undeniable love. May all beings receive and share the gifts of life, be given time to rest, be still, and experience silence. May all beings be awake. So find people you don't usually get to talk to. Let's go in groups of 3, and I'll put you guys in groups of 3, and you'll have maybe each person could have a couple minutes to just explore. How are you? How are you doing? Is this helpful? Is it just confusing? Whatever is